And it's good morning to the Gelding on this overcast day in Melbourne, lockdown Melbourne. And sorry, Gelding, I should have done this, Gelding.
We're at home, Professor.
You got your mask?
I've got my mask. Do you want me to go and get it?
No, it's all right, Gelding. I was just so that we can upset everybody who might be viewing.
Well, Professor, should I put the McKinnon Cricket Club mask on?
Oh, very nice. Or
the AFL Richmond mask on.
You want to give us the Richmond mask, mate?
Mate, you can't. You've got to support your clubs.
Yeah, well, this is a lockdown version of That's Racing, Gelding, and we're lucky that we've got these things to do because, let's face it, fourth time around, it's getting a bit stale, isn't it?
Oh, Professor, thank Christ for football. And I notice you're wearing your fine garment today of the 10-1 Demons on top of the ladder. And thank God for racing to get us through lockdown number 4. Hopefully lockdown number 4 will be a short one though.
Yeah, we hope it's only the 7
compared to others.
And I've got the retro 1980s Melbourne tracksuit on.
Yes.
I can just get into it.
Oh well, it's I tell you what, Professor, a lot of Melbourne gear's coming out of the wardrobe from a lot of people.
Yeah, it is, Gelding. All right, Gelding. Thanks for your opinion on that. Caulfield today. The track's currently rated a good 4, and it'll probably stay a good 4 during the day. The rail out 3 metres for the entire circuit. What are your 2 red hot tips for today?
Oh, sorry, Professor. Looking out the window here at Caulfield South, and we're a bit overcast still, Professor, but no prediction of rain, so and no wind around, so nothing to worry about like that. So we look at a track that we hope will be fair, and Caulfield traditionally on days like this seems to suit, runners in the top half of the field, Professor. But saying that, my first bet is a horse in race 1, number 4, Set the Sails. Luckily got $2.50 yesterday, Professor, because when I looked this morning, it was into $1.80. This is a Mick Price horse that ran second at Geelong, got a fair way back, but motored home to the line, so may have been a bit stiff. But Jamie Carr's gone to, who rode it last start. He's racing up in Queensland, Professor, so Damien Oliver hops on. So let's hope that Damien can get the first favourite home at 11.45 today, Professor.
Yeah, it's even shorter now, Gelding. I just had a quick look, $1.50 it's into.
Yeah, well, Professor, I think if you wait, it'll get out again. Now, that's too short for a horse that's only ran second and a few unknown 2-year-olds. But, yeah, look, I'd wait. You'll get better than that, Professor.
All right. What's your other tip, Gelding?
Second tip, well, we've gone from race 1 at 11.45, Professor, to race 9 at 4.40. So a bit of a gap for me today.
Your bookending.
And I like number 9, Monteruza. I suggest that's how you pronounce it. Ma Eustace horse. Look, has an apprentice, Michael Cartwright, on it, claiming 3. Now, I'm not sure whether we'll get the full claim in, Professor, because it had 54 kilos and, whether he brings it down to 51, but we'll be interested to see what it does. Round about the $4, Professor. This horse last start ran 10th in a Group 1 race, the Goodwood over in Adelaide. Before that, won a listed race very, very well over in Adelaide. Ma Eustace have brought it back for an open race, 1100 on its home track at Caulfield. So, Professor, that'll do me. A few dangers in it, I would say, would be the Inevitable, number 2. Also, Bless Her, and the Inform Innkeeper. But $4 on a listed winner 2 starts ago, dropping back to an open race, Professor. As I said, it's also won 3 out of 14. It's always around there. So, look, should hopefully just sit behind them with no weight and hopefully win the last, Professor. Now, your tips, Professor?
Yeah, that could be the bet of the day, Gelding. But what could also be the bet of the day, my first tip is in race 6, the aptly named Cyclotech handicap over 2,000 metres, an open race. Horse 4, Yonkers.
Yes, Chris Waller. Professor was my third tip, this one.
27 starts for 7 winners and 10 placings. So win rate of 26%, place rate of 63%. Ticks a lot of filters, Gelding. It's won over the distance. It's won at the track. It won on the 24th of April. It beat another dollar home by 5 lengths, so that's pretty good form. It had a last start second in the listed Wagga Wagga Cup. It's been
just
ridden
beaten.
by... Sorry?
Just beaten.
Yeah, just beaten. Ridden by Damien Thornton. Damien's in career form at the moment. His career win rate's 10%. Over his last 50 rides, 14%. Chris Waller also in career form. Career 13% win rate. Over the last 50, 16% win rate. So, given all that, Gelding, it's either Montesira or Yonkers as the bet of the day, I think.
Oh, Professor, I think both would be very good tips and could be equal top bets of the day. So I know I'll be having a bit on both of them, Professor.
Yes.
Yeah.
My second selection,
So
Gelding.
I'll be interested to hear the very successful Professor's Parlay then later on in the show.
Yes. Okay. Race
Okay.
7, horse 9, the 1,600 metre race for benchmark 84. Horse 9, Reckoning. 17 starts for 5 wins and 4 places. A win rate of 29%. Place rate of 53%. It's won its last 2 starts at Bendigo and at Ballarat. Handily weighted at 57 kilos, Gelding.
Yep.
The favourite, Spring Choice, is at 59. It's got an apprentice aboard, and we know what we say when we have an apprentice aboard. It had, in its last wins or in its last start, Spring Choice didn't have an apprentice aboard. They've gone for the weight saving. So I'm thinking that it's handily weighted against Spring Choice. So Reckoning will give punters a fair bit of value today.
Oh,
The experienced and consistent Brett Preble aboard. Career win rate of 14% and over the last 50, 14%. But here's the kicker, Gelding. Trained by Nick Ryan out of Flemington.
in great form, Nick Ryan.
And here's the stats to support that, Gelding. He's got a career win rate of 13%. Over his last 50, 32%.
Yeah, the stable's flying at the moment. An ex-jockey, Nick Ryan, he just seems to have his horses flying. As you said, Professor, won its last 2. Geez, my paper's showing $6.50, Professor. That has got to be almost the each way bet of the day, wouldn't it?
The each way bet of the day and the value bet for the punters, Gelding.
Yes, Professor. Very good.
Now, before we get on to the Professor's Parlay.
The very successful Professor's Parlay.
Yes, at Bet365 Echuca Park today, in race 5, there's a horse that you and I have some interest in. You have an ownership interest. I have a punter's interest.
Drop the mics going around again, Professor, our noble steed. 1 win out of 18. Probably doesn't tick our boxes, does it?
No, it probably should be 3 wins out of 18, Gelding.
Oh, well, let's... Yes. Wind me up about jockeys, Professor.
Who's aboard today? Who's aboard today, Gelding?
Dylan Dunn. So, which will be quite interesting because I noticed Craig Robinson has another ride in the race. Sports Fan Radio's own Craig Robinson, who we managed to convince to get on for one ride for a second. And I didn't think he did too much wrong, but the trainer obviously didn't agree with me. And Craig got the the royal boot off the horse. But look, Dylan Dunn's a very experienced country jockey, so we won't lose anything there. Look, the horse has been good. It's won $70,000, Professor. So, we can't complain too much. But a lot of that, there's seven places out of the 18 runs. So it ticks the place box, Professor. I'll be going each way. Trainer's confident. The odds, Professor, 480. I don't know. Maybe just a little bit short. If you can get round about the $8, maybe a good each way bet, Professor.
All right, Gelding. And let me tell you, I've had some discussions with Sports Fan Radio's own Craig Robertson. And let me tell you, when he's riding in a race that dropped the mics in, he tries all that little bit harder.
Yes. Look, I would be a bit surprised if he puts us in a little pocket or something like that. But look, well, Professor, my thoughts on it. I'd have Craig on the horse every time. If I had a greater share in the horse, Professor,
you might be able to swing
demanding Craig. Hey,
you might be able to swing that.
Well, don't think I haven't asked for Craig, because I can show you a lot of emails, Professor, saying why haven't we got a senior jockey like Craig Robinson who would suit the horse perfectly? Anyway,
well, you've got Dylan Dunn today, so
yeah, we've got Dylan Dunn today. Hopefully, he rides it well. Hopefully, Craig lets us out of any pocket he's going to put us into.
Yeah, all right, Professor's Parlay, Gelding.
The very successful Professors.
Yeah.
What have you made the best bet, Professor?
Well, just looking at recapping last week, the bet of the day was Pandemic. Didn't turn out that way.
Well, that was the bet of the day. It came on and locked us down, but the horse let us down.
Arsenal 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, so tick that box.
Yeah.
Titans 30, Bulldogs 20, tick that box. So we got 2 legs up.
Yeah. Well, the horse leg is the hardest, Professor, and what gives it some value.
Yeah. All right. So there are 2 selections.
What do you like?
2 selections for the race leg today, Gelding. Race 9, horse 9, Muntasira, and race 6, horse 4, Yonkers. Can't split those,
Professor.
Can't split those, so I'm going to put 2 parlays on. Into
Yep.
the Sydney Roosters to beat the Canberra Raiders.
Yes.
Roosters currently showing $1.28. They're 5th with a points difference of plus 119. Raiders 11th and having a terrible season, and it's going backwards. Minus 58 on the points difference. And we'll parlay that into Schooner's Manly Sea Eagles, who are flying and in 6th position at the moment. They've moved up from second last over the weeks with a number of wins in a row. Now in plus 9 points differential to beat Newcastle Knights, who are 12th with a minus 93 points differential. The Sea Eagles currently showing $1.18. With Muntasira, that's showing 11-2. Gelding.
Oh, Professor, very nice.
Now,
Yonkers?
I haven't done the calculation, but it'll be a little bit less than that, Gelding.
Oh, well, Professor, hopefully 2 very successful Professor parlays up.
And I didn't put in, as one of the NRL legs, Gelding Penrith, who are currently $1.01 to beat my Canterbury Bulldogs.
Oh, well, they're flag favourites, aren't they, and in form, and I just don't know what's happened to your Bulldogs, Professor.
Oh, well, they may as well give up now. Gelding, the points differential is this: Penrith plus 280 for the season, Bulldogs, who are last, minus 200. 480 points difference. So no wonder Penrith are $1.01.
Yeah, well, it used to be that was under bank interest, Professor, but it may be bank interest at the moment, $1.01. So look, geez, I hope. What odds are your Canterbury Bulldogs for an upset?
$21, Gelding.
Well, that's a bit light if one's $1.01, isn't it? You
No,
would
the
have
bookies-
thought the bookies have got a bit of a margin there.
Yeah, I think they do have Gelding. All right,
Yeah.
now, Gelding, before we go, Sports Fan Radio tomorrow, plenty to look forward to with the judge, Cooter, Sarah, and Dan Budley, and yourself and myself. Really looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it, Professor, after missing the last couple of weeks due to commitments. And yes, yeah, this time last week, sitting up in Noosa, about to hop into the pool. This week in lockdown, sitting at home watching the races and the footy today. So,
Well, enjoy that, Gelding. And until next Saturday, it's good luck.
and good punting.